Do you like free money? Well, you could be eligible for one of the largest crypto airdrops ever. That's because MetaMask, one of crypto's most popular wallets, has just confirmed it will soon be launching its own token, which could be airdropped to millions of users
worldwide.
My name is Guy, and today we're going to tell you everything we know about MetaMask's airdrop, including how you can increase your chances of getting the Mask token and how this airdrop could affect the crypto market. This is a video you literally cannot afford to miss. Before we begin though, I'm not a financial advisor and nothing in this video is financial advice. This video is to inform you about MetaMask and its upcoming token launch. So do us a favor, smash that like button and let's get to it. As you'll probably know, MetaMask is one of the most widely used wallets in crypto. It was co-founded in July 2016 by Aaron Davis and Dan Finlay under Consensus. For context, Consensus was founded in 2014 by Joseph Lubin, one of Ethereum's 8 co-founders. Consensus also developed Infura, a developer toolset, and Linea, a layer 2 blockchain on Ethereum. Anyway, MetaMask originally began as a Chrome extension, but launched a mobile app in 2020 for Android and iOS. Since then, it's expanded beyond Ethereum to blockchains like Base, Avalanche, Polygon, Solana, and even Bitcoin. Users can also add custom networks that aren't natively supported. MetaMask's low-poly 3D fox is one of crypto's most recognizable mascots, thanks to the wallet being free and used by millions worldwide. The browser extension alone has nearly 18 million downloads, and meanwhile MetaMask's mobile app has over 10 million downloads on Google Play. Apple's App Store numbers aren't public, but it's likely a similar number there too. For what it's worth, the app has 70,000 ratings with a score of 4.7 stars. I'm not sure how many of those reviewers have ever tried to do a cross-chain swap in the wallet before, but well, hey. Anyway, excluding Apple devices, this means MetaMask has been downloaded about 28 million times, and the real number seems to be much higher. That's because in February 2025, Dan Finlay revealed that MetaMask had 250 million users in 2024, but this figure likely includes those with multiple addresses. Regardless, we're dealing with tens, possibly hundreds of millions of users who could soon receive free crypto. Of course, the catch is that they're going to need some ETH for gas fees. Now, if you need to buy ETH for your old MetaMask wallet, then you have to check out the Coin Bureau deals page. That's where you'll find sign-up bonuses of up to $100,000, trading fee discounts of up to 50%, and deposit cashbacks of up to 75% on the best crypto exchanges. Just hit the link in the description or scan this QR code. Once you get on the deals page, you'll see all of our offers across a range of exchange partners. Click one of the Sign Up Now buttons and that should take you right to the deal. Now, these deals won't be around forever though, so take advantage of them while you can. Link in description or QR code here. But back to the MetaMask token. Now, a token launch has been speculated about for years, as a Mask token was teased in 2021 when MetaMask's engineers floated the idea of community ownership. Naturally, many expected Mask would be used for governance. For context, many popular crypto wallets have tokens already. 2 examples are Trust Wallet and SafePal, which we'll come back to in a bit. So the fact that other wallets have their own tokens has only stoked more speculation that MetaMask could do the same, and constant hints by Joe Lubin on social media have also added fuel to the fire. But the possibility of a MetaMask token wasn't taken seriously until March 2025, when a DEX listed pre-market trades for a token called Mask. Logically, many took this as a sign that the official MetaMask token was imminent. Now, MetaMask quickly shut this down, saying there wasn't an official token, but confirmed plans to launch one at an unspecified future date. So, obviously, this begs the question of why a Mask token hasn't already come to fruition. Well, there are basically 2 reasons for this, and the first is that it wasn't clear exactly what this token would be used for. The second, bigger reason though, is regulatory uncertainty. That's because under the leadership of Gary Gensler, the SEC repeatedly targeted crypto companies for allegedly offering unregistered securities. And which was one of the many companies targeted? That's right, Consensus. In June 2024, the SEC alleged that Consensus was offering unregistered securities through MetaMask's swap and staking features, effectively accusing the company of operating as an unregistered securities broker. Now, thankfully, Gensler's no longer around, and the SEC has since pivoted to being pro-crypto. In February this year, the SEC also dismissed its lawsuit against Consensus to the relief of both the company and MetaMask users, and which reignited speculation about a potential airdrop now that the SEC was backing off. In retrospect, the perp listing for Mask back in March made sense. Fast forward to May this year, when Dan Finley hinted at a possible token during an interview, with nothing more than a cryptic smirk and a simple, quote, maybe. However, despite the SEC dismissing its lawsuit, Finley noted that, quote, securities law remains securities law, suggesting MetaMask was taking a very cautious approach. By September, Joe Lubin was being far less cryptic, however. On a podcast episode with The Block, he said, quote, the Mask token is coming. It may come sooner than you would expect. He also revealed that Consensus is working to further decentralize MetaMask, Infura, and the Linea blockchain, and that the main reason for launching Mask is to increase decentralization. Now, to be clear, the official launch date for Mask hasn't been announced, nor its exact utility. But we can speculate on some potential use cases based on Trust Wallets and SafePals tokens. Both give users perks like increased staking rewards, boosted yields, airdrops, and other such features. So, in theory, MetaMask could adopt any of these use cases for Mask itself. But to be clear, this is pure speculation. We won't know its exact utility until closer to launch. Joe Lubin's recent comments also suggest Mask's utility could expand beyond the MetaMask wallet. So, now that we know a Mask token is definitely on the way, the next thing you're probably wondering is just how big this airdrop could be. Well, we should start by saying that even though a token is confirmed, an airdrop technically has not been confirmed. However, the chances of an airdrop happening appear to be pretty high. That's simply because airdrops are a common way for crypto projects to reward users and put their product on the map, so to speak. For example, in 2020, Uniswap rewarded its users with Uni tokens just for completing simple swaps on its DEX. Uni's price later skyrocketed, making it the biggest crypto airdrop ever until it was overtaken by Hyperliquids late last year. But this isn't the only reason why an airdrop is probably inevitable. Recall that Consensus wants to decentralize its platforms, which is, supposedly, the primary reason for a MetaMask token in the first place. You'll also recall that another one of Consensus's projects is Linea. As it happens, Linea also recently launched its own token in early September, which it launched via an airdrop. And what's more is that Lubin confirmed that long-term Linea holders could be eligible for future token distributions, including those from other Consensus projects. In his words, quote, if we notice at some date in the future that you've held N Linea tokens for M days, that just might lead to another token landing in your account. So you don't need a PhD to figure out that maybe Linea holders will get a chunk of the Mask airdrop. In any case, it confirms that Consensus has a history of airdropping tokens for its products, and a recent history at that. So then, just how big could the Mask airdrop be, and what do you need to do to be eligible? Well, at the time of shooting, there are no official criteria for the MetaMask airdrop. Many investors have speculated on what these criteria could be, and some of this speculation will probably turn out to be right. For instance, an ex-user called Atoms Research speculated that Mask eligibility criteria could include wallet age, on-chain activity, gas fees paid, interactions with MetaMask swaps, bridges or portfolio sections, participants of MetaMask missions, a 3-week campaign from the 21st of July to the 8th of August, and holders of Linea, MUSD, or the MetaMask card. Atoms also suggested these interactions could act as potential airdrop multipliers. And this aligns with other investors and platforms speculating on airdrop criteria. For example, OKX suggested preparing for the airdrop by keeping MetaMask activity levels up through transactions, swaps, and other actions. Moreover, users can also engage with new features like the MUSD stablecoin and Linea token and stay updated via MetaMask's social media channels. Others, like CoinCodex, recommended using MetaMask's swap and bridge features, staking through partner platforms, bridging assets to Linea, and interacting with Linea dApps. They also caution against arbitrary activity farming, like doing lots of small transactions, since airdrops typically reward genuine usage, not spam. Obviously, many others have speculated on eligibility, but they mostly overlap with what we've just covered. As such, if you tick most or all of these boxes, you could be in a good position to receive free Mask tokens in your MetaMask wallet. And who doesn't love free money? As for the potential size of the Mask airdrop, many believe it could be one of the largest in crypto history. To take the top spot, it would need to overtake Hyperliquid's from November 2024, which was worth around $1.2 billion at the time. Ambitious? Yes, but given MetaMask's ubiquity, first-mover advantage, and relative market dominance, it's certainly not impossible. It's too bad we can't get a sense of how much that would mean per user. So, with a confirmed MetaMask token right around the corner, you might be wondering how well Mask could perform after its launch. Since Mask is expected to be one of the largest airdrops ever, we can get a sense of its post-airdrop performance by looking at 3 other massive airdrops in crypto: Hyperliquid's Hype, Uniswap's Uni, and ApeCoin's Ape. Starting with Hyperliquid, it airdropped 310 million Hype coins, worth around $1.2 billion at the time, to around 94,000 users in November 2024. Hype then went parabolic, making the airdrop even more valuable, at least to those who didn't cheat their bags right after they got them. Before Hyperliquid, though, the record for the largest airdrop was held by Uniswap, which distributed its Uni token to early users in September 2020 at around $5.20 a pop. It saw a gradual sell-off in the first few weeks, dropping to around $1.70 as people cashed in. But in 2021, Uni also went parabolic, pumping by 25x to nearly $45 per token. And the third largest airdrop was ApeCoin's Ape, which was launched in March 2022 by Yuga Labs, the team behind the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Ape started at around $9.50 and rallied by roughly 3x to reach almost $27 just a few weeks later. Now, obviously, this doesn't mean that Mask will perform the same way, but it provides some perspective nonetheless. Additional perspective can be gleaned from the aforementioned wallet tokens from Trust Wallet and SafePal. TWT launched in August 2020 at around 2 cents. Its price has since been volatile, with big swings up and down, but it reached an all-time high of about $2.70, an impressive 136x gain from launch. Meanwhile, SafePal's SFP was launched in February 2021 at a price of 10 cents, before pumping by an impressive 45x to $4.45 in the weeks that followed. So, taken together, this suggests that the Mask token might be slow out of the gates, but could go parabolic in subsequent weeks, depending on broader crypto market conditions. It's also worth noting that the Linea airdrop wasn't exactly smooth sailing. Technical issues during the token generation event, or TGE, caused distribution delays and network congestion. Many investors were also unsure of Linea's use cases, leading to massive sell-offs by whales immediately after the airdrop, which it has yet to recover from. To be fair, though, it didn't happen in the best market conditions. So this naturally raises the question of potential tailwinds for Mask's price. Well, one key factor is timing. Basically, if Mask launches soon, it could coincide with the alt season that investors are so desperately waiting for. As such, speculative trading alone might be enough to send Mask to the moon. Another possibility is fundamental demand. For example, the reserves backing the MUSD stablecoin could be used for buybacks of the Mask token, which would seriously help to prop up its price. One other possibility would be a Mask treasury company. Now, this might sound far-fetched until you remember that Joe Lubin is actively involved with SharpLink, an Ethereum treasury company. We're also seeing treasury companies buy NFTs and meme coins, so why not Mask? Anyway, by now you'll know that the Mask airdrop could be one of the biggest in crypto history. So, how could it affect the overall crypto market? Well, aside from the obvious potential for MetaMask users to make some serious gains, the Mask token could also be a key catalyst for attracting retail investors. Allow me to explain. There are tens, possibly hundreds of millions of MetaMask users, many of whom will still be actively engaged with crypto, despite having had to use MetaMask for all of these years. Naturally, many of these will be trying to meet the eligibility requirements to receive their free airdrop tokens once they're revealed. So, this could result in more on-chain activity and speculation. Obviously, not all of MetaMask's users will do this. Many will have likely moved to other competing chains, like Solana, for instance, which just so happens to have a wallet interface, Phantom, that is far, far superior to MetaMask's. Others will have left the crypto space entirely or switched to using competitors like Rabby or Tangem. But the possibility of being sent free money is too good for pretty much anyone to ignore, meaning that many will likely dust off their old MetaMask wallets and return to crypto. Consider the headlines we've already seen about the upcoming Mask token launch, stuff like millions of crypto users to get free money. Nothing grabs attention better than stories of people getting money for just playing around. So this could generate excitement that could even attract new people who have never invested in or interacted with crypto before. With regulatory clarity making them more comfortable, it could bring in millions of new crypto users and investors. And if the Mask token launch is a success, it could inspire other crypto companies to launch their own tokens. This could create a positive feedback loop where new tokens are airdropped to users, headlines are generated, and more retail investors are attracted to the space. So be sure to check your MetaMask wallet for a potential airdrop once it's been announced, and keep a close eye on this story as it develops. We know that we will because, hey, after using MetaMask for all of these years, it's about time we were compensated for what we've been through. Okay, if you want to see how the 2025 bull market will change everything, then check out the video right over here. And if you want to know which indicators you should be watching closely, then the video over here has you covered. Okay, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one. This is Guy, over and out.